Good evening, everyone. It's time for another bedtime story with Miss Alonso. I have my friends here, Rudolph and Clarice, to help me read to you tonight a story that goes along with one of my favorite holidays. I bet you can guess which one. Christmas is one of my favorite holidays because I love getting together with my family, and it's very close to Victoria's birthday as well. Did you know that there is another reindeer, and that reindeer's name is Olive? Have you ever heard of Olive, the other reindeer? I hadn't either until I read this story. So tonight I'm going to read that same story to you called Olive, the Other Reindeer. I hope you enjoy it just as much as I do. Every day, Olive took her daily dog walk, winter, spring, summer, or fall. Today was a winter's day. It was the holidays. There was music playing outdoors. People were singing along. Olive, the other reindeer. Olive was too shy to sing, like me. She hummed. Back at her doghouse, Olive was wrapping presents and listening to the radio. She heard that same song again. Olive, the other reindeer, went the song. Olive, the other reindeer, Olive sang along. Olive, the reindeer, said Olive. I thought I was a dog. I must be a reindeer. It was the time of year when all the reindeer reported to the North Pole to help Santa Claus. Olive put down her scissors carefully and marched out the door. She took one bus, then two buses. She got there just in time. Santa was checking his list for the second time. Elves were busy helping the reindeer and loading the sleigh with presents for all the good girls and boys. Everyone was getting ready to go. Olive took her place. Santa noticed that there was a little dog in the lineup. Santa knew a lot about dogs. For instance, they can't fly. But as it was time to go, he decided to give Olive a chance. Comet, the biggest reindeer, used a piece of extra ribbon to make sure Olive was tied in safe and tight. Now they were ready to go. Olive was surprised. It was so easy to fly. Look at her flying. The other reindeer were very curious about the new helper. They looked at Olive so much, they weren't watching where they were going. Crash! Oh no, they flew smack into the top of a too-tall tree. Oh dear, said Santa, my sleigh is stuck in this tree. I'll have to cut it free. Olive clung to the side of the tree. She tried to fly up to help Santa, but she could not. She climbed up slowly and started chewing. Chewing sticks was something Olive could do well. Thank you, Olive, said Santa Claus as they got back on their sleigh. So Olive may not be able to fly by herself, but she is good at chewing. They had not traveled far when Olive's nose began to twitch. Olive smelled trouble. It was the smell of gumdrop candies as they fell from the sleigh. Drop, drop, drop. Olive barked, and Santa knew what to do. He steered the reindeer down and around so that all of the gumdrops fell plop, plop, plop back into the toy sack. So Olive is good at chewing, and he's got a good sense of smell when there's trouble. We were very lucky not to lose a single gumdrop, thought Olive. Then she heard a strange sound. It was the musical note, ee. She spun around on her string to see the night sky filled with falling flutes. Olive had to howl louder than the wind instruments. This was not music to Santa's ears. First gumdrops and now flutes, thought Santa. That tree must have torn a hole in my sled. Prepare for an emergency landing, Santa instructed. So Olive, not only does he have a good sense for trouble, but he also has good hearing, so he could hear that sound of the flute. The sleigh landed in a snowy field full of flutes. Luckily, Olive was very good at fetching sticks. It was something dogs love to do. Before Santa had finished patching the hole in the sleigh, Olive had returned each and every flute back to the sack. "Ho, ho, ho," said Santa. "We're ready to go." They were running late, but after a while, all the good children received their presents, and Santa and his team headed home. They were almost home when they got caught in the dreaded North Pole fog. The reindeer slowed down until it was only the breeze that moved them along. The fog was as thick as a pillow. It made everyone feel sleepy. Then Santa remembered something about dogs. They are expert smellers. "Olive, I'd hate to be late for breakfast this year," he said. "Mrs. Claus has planned a parade of cookies." You can almost smell them, can't you?" Olive could smell the cookies. "Olive, won't you guide my sleigh this morning?" asked Santa. Olive moved to the front of the reindeer. So thanks to Olive's very good sense of smell, he is going to help guide them back home this morning by smelling Mrs. Claus' delicious cookies. Thanks to Olive's nose and Mrs. Claus's baking, they made it all the way back to the North Pole. All of the elves sang out a cheer. "Hooray, hooray! Santa and the reindeer and the little doggy are back." Back at the North Pole, it was a glorious morning. After eating lots of good food, it was time to open presents. The reindeer got jump ropes, and the elves got giant toy trains. Santa reached into his toy sack. There was just one present left. It was for Olive. It was her very own set of reindeer antlers. They fit perfectly. Then everyone went outside to play reindeer games. The end. Olive is one of my favorite reindeer. Before I knew about all of the other reindeer, one of my favorite reindeers was Rudolph, because I love that Rudolph went through a very difficult time at first, being teased and called names, and he ended up being able to save Christmas one evening thanks to his big difference that made him unique. It saved the day by having the bright, shiny nose. So I want you to tell me, what is your favorite holiday? And if Christmas is your favorite holiday, what is your favorite Christmas song? And maybe which reindeer is your favorite, and tell me why. I hope you enjoyed tonight's bedtime story, and that this helped distract you from tonight's storms, and that you get a great night's sleep as the rain falls tonight. Good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Miss and love you, boys and girls.